Welcome back, all you Minecraft lovers. I am Renovate, your host, and today, guys, is episode number 21 of MODSAUCE 2. The series is moving right along. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. By the looks of it, you are, so just continue to click that like button because that's how we know if you do like it. And if you happen to pass through the YouTube channels and you find my channel or this video and you're watching it and you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button and I will subscribe back to you. We're real close to 200 subs, guys. I only need like 3 more, I think. But today, guys, is my 100th video. 100 videos unofficially. I say that because I actually recorded one once before and deleted it. So this is actually 101, but we're going to call it number 100 because it's the 100th video that you guys can see. Yep. So yeah, guys, let's get started. This will probably be a short episode. We're going to go over a couple things with the ME system. I got a new ME room to show you. And yeah, so let's get started. Oh yeah. So I tell you what, guys, I've been doing this gigantic build out here, and if I press the map button, you can see all of the area. Each one of these squares is a chunk, so you can see how big this thing is eventually going to be. And I still need to go probably to about right here, and then I need to go out to about right there, and then out to about here. It's going to be the shape of a cross, kind of a fat one. But yeah, so hopefully as we go along you guys can get to see the stages of it. I just want to show you this. I've been playing with some materials and stuff. I think I'm going to do all this out of sandstone, and I've been making this brown brick, which is kind of cool with this sandstone. This isn't going to be the exact same sandstone block that we're going to use. I just had them all chiseled to this, just because a majority of them will be this, but we'll go back and fix the rest of these. But yeah, it's really cool. This is going to be the main, or this is actually going to be the rear entry. That's kind of weird. But yeah, this is going to be the back. Let's just not even talk about that anymore. Anyways, this is going to be the back. This is going to be the main hallway going down the middle. I don't have any torches or anything, so the monsters are going to spawn. But yeah, they're already killing me. Or they're just touching me. And then it's going to go way out to the front, and then there's going to be a wing that way and a wing this way. It's going to be 2 stories. This is going to be a big courtyard here in the middle. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm not really going to show you what it is yet, so I'm going to just fly back with my back to that room over there. So yeah, guys, I've been playing around with my ME system because I want to get it grown. So if you remember how our room used to be, it had the little white floor, and let's let our chunk load really slow. We had the white floor that went down, and I didn't like it. It was small and it was getting kind of cramped, and the more wires I had, the more confusing it got. So I just made it a big old factory looking room and put this little handrail on here. We got a little setup right here, which is our little desk, and our terminals right here. This is our security system. Our drives are here. And then as you go down here, it's not completely done. We got a couple steps going down, and then this was our lower level, which is all our stuff. And this is what we're actually going to work on today, guys. I already have this one set up. We're going to set up another one so I can go through it with you guys and explain how it works. We got our crafting processors over here. This whole wall here is going to be crafting processors. This is all our molecular assemblers. I'll show you how that got set up. This is our inscriber presses and our chargers and all that good stuff over here. Oh, excuse me. And this is going to be our next one. And then up on the top floor over here, this is going to be all our automation stuff. We're going to move a lot of stuff from our workshop area to this wall. So this is where it's all going to be done. So that's what we're going to do today. And like I said, we're going to build the whatever this thing's called right here. I can't remember the name of it. The quantum ring. Yes, the quantum ring. And I'll show you how to make the singularities or split them up. And then we'll make some of these together, and then we'll work on this design right here, and I'll show you how to use P2Ps through these. It's a really cool shortcut way of doing it, so you don't have to use so much cable. I know we went through that before, but this is a little bit cleaner and a little bit more advanced. So yeah, that's that, and we're going to be taking some stuff out of our workroom area here. The other thing, I don't know if we're going to get into it recording wise. Let me check on something. It looks like, why is this one not going anything? This thing backed up. It's still pumping. What did I just take out? Nothing. Why is this one empty? This one's got sextuplet. This one is quadruple. There's no quadruples? Huh. But we have it going into here. That's really weird. Got a sextuple over here. Okay, well anyways, we do have one octuple. There it is right there. So that's what we've been working on. Downstairs real quick, I'm working on a second, this is what I was going to talk about. I'm working on a second ring up here that's going to match this one. If the video doesn't go too long, I'll show you a shortcut way of programming these. You can actually just copy the program out of here and throw it up into that one. And then we got another one going around here. So I think each one of these produced like 18,000 RF per tick. So there's 36, and then there's another 36. So what is that? That's yeah, 72. So 72,000 RF per tick. And then this thing is going to a maximum output of 150,000 RF per tick. But you can see we have 150 million. And we still have these 80 millions over here and this one little here, so we have enough power to do whatever we want. When we ran the Ender query last episode, and it's done, it actually finished up really fast. It only ran for, I'm not gonna lie, maybe 30 minutes or something like that. I mean, that might be exaggerated, but you can see on our map we did our 4x4 chunk and it went through it really fast. So we're going to have to move this and make it bigger or something like that. I don't know. But it all worked. I mean, everything that we did here last video with it separating the items that we didn't need, it worked great. So we do have a lot of stuff. But the reason that we're going to set up, I always forget to sneak through that. The reason that we're going to do the ME system today is I want to get the mechanism or processing set up through our ME system. I think last episode, right at the end of the episode, I kept on saying I wanted to get the ME system set up. I was just watching it a minute ago and I'm like, well, crap. But yeah, what I meant was the mechanism system. So we're going to set that up in here. But let me get a few things real quick, guys, like I always do. I always start unprepared, don't I? Let me get a few things and we will get started. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I got all the stuff that I need. So yeah, guys, one of the things I've been working on in this room is I always have this helmet on which has got the night vision. So when I took it off, everything was just pitch black. So for those on the server that don't have night vision or choose not to use it, this room can be really dark. So for me, it's always lit up. My whole base is always lit up. And when I record, you guys always see it real bright like this, and that's because of my helmet. But if I took my helmet off, this room is actually pretty lit up right now. The rest of my base isn't. But I wanted to show you a little trick, and I learned this from Thor. And basically what you need to do is make yourself some carpenter blocks. And I don't think I have any in my system, so we're going to make one real quick. And let's see. Let's try to find what are these laboratory blocks. Let's see if we can get laboratory blocks in our system. Lab. We have one, so let's just grab some of these, and I'll show you what I've done. Let's see. Let's put some over here. Let me actually take my night vision off, and let's let this. You'll see the screen kind of flicker in and out, in and out, in and out, and we'll see where the dark spots are in the room. There you go. So you can see down here it's kind of dark. See over here in the corner, and then this wall here is kind of dark. But the way to fix that, and this is kind of cool, and you might already know this, but those of you that don't, this is something cool. And you can, if you look right here, you can already see these little squares that cut out. For some reason, this block, this factory block here, is a connected texture, and it's got a border around it. So anytime I change it, make it a carpenter block, it puts the border on the carpenter block, which is kind of dumb, but this is kind of cool though, because a lot of times in factories and stuff like that, these little squares here, when you look down, are actually access panels for electrical equipment or pumps or something like that. So it kind of looks cool for what we have here. But like I said, over here in this little corner, say we wanted a light here. But I didn't want to, put glass or a glowstone down inside of it. You can actually just break it, put your carpenter block in it, and then kind of sneak and shift click, and it puts the glowstone into the carpenter block, right? And then all you got to do is just right click on the block. So you don't see it, but it lights up that corner. So if we put another one right here, this should pretty much brighten up this corner. So just what is it? Sneak and right click, and then right click that. There you go. So that lit up this corner. We could probably do like that block and that block. So let's put these in there like that, and then let's do that, and then like that, and then put these back. So this isn't a connected texture, so that works out pretty good right there. But yeah, that's an easy way of brightening up an area without having to deal with a bunch of lights. I was making all kinds of stuff, and it just looks stupid in this room. So yeah, this is a good way of kind of concealing your light sources. And we still have these lamps right here, and I got them on the walls here, but eventually those are all going to come off, and we'll just use some hidden ones. I think if you look right there, there's a carpenter block right there. I just happened to guess where that one was. There's a carpenter block probably right there. Yep. You can kind of see if you look. There's a dark spot, dark spot, dark spot, dark spot. So usually in the middle is where the carpenter block is. So you can kind of, you almost can see where I put them. So that's just something cool I want to show you real quick. On to the good stuff. Let's put this stuff back. That tree, that, and that, and that, and that. What I want to go over with you today, guys, is the quantum link chambers and the rings. They aren't very easy to make. They aren't, seriously. But if we go to applied, not carpal plied, that was kind of cool. Applied. Here's the recipe to make the ring, and for each ring it requires 8 of these quantum rings, and then in the middle you're going to need to put where's that right there, the quantum link chamber. This isn't that hard to make. It's just fluix dust and fluix crystals and an ender pearl. But however, these things here take up quite a bit. So even the energy cells take a lot of materials. You're going to need 8 of these, but the catch is you got to make 2 of them. So you're going to need to make 16 of everything. 16 of these and then 2 of those other things. But you're going to need to make 16 energy cells, 16 dense cables, 32 of those, 16 of these. So it's just a lot to make. But by the time you have an ender quarry, I'd imagine, and all the pattern stuff you can make, you can automate these things relatively quick. You just need to make 1, and then you can automate them. So that's what we're going to make real quick. I already have them in my bag, so here it is right there. There's already 2 of them. But before we make that, we need to actually take this singularity and split it into 2. Now, if you remember, we were making our singularity with all our junk that we used to get from our ore processing and stuff would come into that matter condenser, and it would change it into a singularity. So that's what we got, 2 of those, and we're going to go up on top of our base, and I'll show you what you need to do to break these down into 2. So you only need to do this 1 time with this, and once you blow this thing up, the 2 that you get back are connected to each other. You don't have to do anything fancy with it. But what you do need is, let's pull out our bag again. You need a tiny TNT, a lever, and then your singularity right there. Let's put this up here and this up here and move that over. And then you need some ender dust. So all you do is you get down in a hole, put this. It doesn't make very big explosion. These tiny TNTs don't do hardly anything. We're going to put a switch here, and then let's turn our magnet off so we don't grab these things. And then we need to jump up here, toss that down there, and toss that down there, and then flip that switch back up, and then poof. Did you see that little poof? That was it. That was the explosion. And then if you go down here, you got these. And if you look on here, it's a quantum entangled singularity, and you get 2 of them. So those 2 little singularities are connected to each other now. And so when you make your quantum ring, that's how you connect the rings. We're going to build 1 ring, and then I don't really know where I want to put the other one. But this is this is the setup that I have right here with this one, and I was thinking about doing a bunch of these across, and then as we get bigger, we will either go up with them, or I will scoot them forward, and we'll put one of these rings on each side. But these are your ME controllers. This one isn't set up yet. We're going to set it up real quick. And if you remember, each one of these ME controllers can output 32 channels per side. So There's quite a bit here. If you did 32 times 8, whatever that is, and then you got 3 on each, or 8, 8, and 8, and then blah blah blah. So lots of channels can be run off of this. Especially when you use a P2P, you can get pretty significant channels, and we're never going to have that much in this room. So this ring here is probably going to be used to shift some materials to a different location, but I'm just going to go ahead and build it for you guys so you can see how it works. Before we build it, we actually need to get down under the ground like that, and then this is how I have the one underneath set up. So what you have is a power source, which is our tesseract, and then an energy acceptor, and then we got a couple energy cells, and that's what's powering that. So I think, if I remember correctly, we have a tesseract here. I'm sorry, I had to move my mic. And then I don't see, let's go upstairs real quick. Let's see if I can pop, oops, went on the wrong side. See if I can pop up through that hole that we just made. There we go, good. And then I think I have an energy acceptor already made. No, I don't. Do we have an energy cell? Energy. No, I do not. Well, let me make those real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll set this one up. Be right back. Okay, so I got that stuff made. I had to take off a couple pipes and stuff down here, but so in order for your ME controller to work, you got to have it connected up to a power, of course. So we're going to have our energy acceptor. I'm going to actually set it right. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and set it right there, and then I think I'm just going to put these other things underneath it. These are energy cells. I'm not quite sure if I actually need these. I can't remember. I mean, I got plenty of them over there. But we'll see. And then we're going to just put our tesseract right there, and that's going to power that bad boy up. So you can see it kicks on right there, and so it is powered up. So that's all I need to get this started. So basically, we just started our little system right there. We're going to put this block back in right there. And so what we need to do is get out the equipment that we need for our the quantum ring. So we're going to get these out, and then we're going to take, you see how I have this one set here, and that's because we have these wires here. And the way that I have this set up, we'll go ahead and build this real quick just so you can see what happens when you get it set up. Let's see, actually that needs powered as well, so I just need to run a cable from, let's see, we need to run a cable from here, let's see, that's what I thought we did. So let me do something real quick. Let's take this back out, bam, and then let's have that set up the same way. Let's do this, and then put the energy cell there, and then we don't need that there. So let's put the energy cell there, and then that there, and then that there. Good. And then we just need to run a power cable from there to there. So we got these. So let's run a power cable across here. This is just a glass fiber cable. So that's gonna run up into there, like so. So now I gotta find a hole so I can get back up. Ooh, this flying stuff. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build this quantum ring, okay? And before I do that, I need to get a little plate so we don't see the floor. And I think I don't need to fly up there. I think I already have some. I think they're just called cable facades. They are. We got one right there. The only problem with this one is it doesn't show up. I guess it did. It used to didn't show up as white as this one. So now what we got to do is build the quantum ring. So here's the first one. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and you're just going to build it like you do a crafting pattern. So there's 8 of them, and then once I put this link chamber in the middle of it, it's going to connect and make the multi-block structure. And if it's got the blue lights right here, that means that it's connected. So, or it's connected to power and it's ready. So that's our first one, right? I don't know where we're going to put the second one. I honestly don't, but I think I want to put it maybe over near our Thaumcraft area, because if you remember, there's a system over there as well. Or we might put this somewhere where we have Maybe we'll build another base somewhere or something that we need it. I do have another place out in the desert that I've been building some stuff on, but that's where this one's going to go. I don't really need it right now, but I just wanted to show you guys how it worked. The one thing that I can do, I don't think once I break this, I don't think I get the singularity back out of it. But what happens is when I build the second one, when we take this little singularity right here and put it in here, it gets kind of cloudy. And if you look over here, you can kind of see, it looks like little puffs of smoke inside there. And that's what happens when they're connected. You get that little puff of smoke going on. So we'll leave this one here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here and explain what this is and how this is working. So right now, what I have set up here is I have these 3 networks right here. And I got the purple one, which is controlling this side. So this is all the purple network over here. I have the pink network here. The pink network is all over there. And then I have this lime green one that we haven't used yet, but that's what we're going to be using for probably the top section. We'll have to see how many channels we have left over there. And then this black one is my power. And as you can see, it's got just one on it because we're using the P2P. But yeah, that's our power. So it's going directly from here to here. And then we use the P2P channels here, and then the black cable that runs over to here and comes into here. And what this is doing is all these things here are connected to just one big network, but these are little tiny networks coming off of that. And it is going into this. Now, suppose that the other side of this was real far away, but in our case, it's in the same room. So I got this one sitting in the wall, okay? So on the back side of this is my little concealed door right there. On the back side of this, let's put my helmet on. We have the black cable. Remember, that's our power. And then the black cable is coming up, and this is the other side of our P2P networks. So this is our pink network, and this is our purple network. So on the pink network, we have it coming down. And then remember, this carries 32 channels, right? So it's coming down, and then we have all our molecular assemblers. So we set up our molecular assemblers here, here, and here. So there's 4 here and 2 here, so that's 6. And then we got the power. So, and then instead of doing just the square interfaces, I just did these interfaces. So some of these have patterns in them, some of them don't. Where's our patterns? Is it this one? Yeah, there's all our patterns. All our patterns are in this one. This is my new one, and this is a new one over here. So we have these, and we'll start filling these up. And the more I need, we're just going to go around the wall with them. But right now, if you can look up here, out of the 32 channels we're already using up, we have 4 filled, and then we have the 5th one filled. And the 5th one getting filled is coming from right here. This is temporary. I just needed to hook up our furnace and our resonant pulverizer here. The furnace is cooking right now, I think, clay, so that I can make some bricks. And then this is pulverizing Fluix crystal so I can get the Fluix dust. But we're going to put our EMIs, or our mechanism system here. But the way this is working, this is just coming down. And I'm just using a regular cable. You don't have to use a pink cable. But if you wanted to use a smart cable, you could. But we're just doing it this way. And then this one right here and this one right here is just pulling power out of the system. And it's putting it into these. These get charged if they're touching. So that gets power, and these get power. I had this set up, and then all of a sudden these things weren't glowing. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then I remembered you got to hook them up to power. On this side is the purple network, and this one's getting pretty full. So this is our inscriber, and it's the same way that we had it set up before. And if you want to know how to do that, go back, I don't know, probably in the early teen videos, I'd imagine, or before that we set this up. But you got your cable coming down, you got your quartz fiber. I could have just ran the power right off the edge of this, but I just did it this way. Quartz fiber brings the power only out of the system, or the channels, and then it powers up the sides of these. These need to be powered separately, and then you have the import buses here that are pulling the stuff out. You have the interfaces here, which are telling the inscribers what to do. This one is our inscriber that does the final product, and then this is our crystal growth charger, our crystal growth chamber, and then that's our charger. And then right here is an import bus. This is our chest coming from our quarry and everywhere else. So this one got filled up right away. This one's actually filled up too. And so we have 4 out of the, or actually you have 816. I don't know. Yeah, that's okay. That'd be right. If it's 32 channels, we have 16, so 4 of them are showed up, which is half. So yeah, that one's halfway filled up. This one's halfway filled up, and it's got +1. So we got plenty of room to do another system off of here, which we'll go ahead and do our mechanism system off of that. So that's what we're going to do now, and I think I actually have it in my crafting bag. I do. This is all the stuff we needed for our mechanism, and then we're going to need one more thing, and then we'll figure that out together. It's how are we going to separate which ores we want to go through the mechanism system. If we look in here now, if I type in copper, we got copper that's thermal foundation, copper that's Tinker's construct, copper that's immersive engineering, copper ore that is mechanism, and copper ore that's blue power. And then we got copper ore nether. We're not worried about that one. But we got 5 types of copper ores here. So we're going to come up with a way where we can tell the system which coppers we want to process and which ones will actually get processed through the mechanism system. So we'll have to do a little research. I'll do that off screen and find out which ones. And we got that all throughout the thing. So if I did iron, you're going to see the same thing with iron. You got this. Actually, I only have one with the iron. What's the other one that we have? Is it aluminum? Nope. Is it copper, iron, aluminum? I'm trying to think what the other one was that we have a lot of extra ores through. But we'll have to figure out which ones we can process most efficiently and get the most product back from, and we're going to set that up right here. I actually put a door here. I forgot I did that, because you can just walk out here and walk on this wire. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and set all this up right here, and I'll show you how to connect it into the network and which buses and stuff to use. So let me do that real quick, and we'll come back and finish this up. Okay, so I got the machine set up right here, and I actually left them up one because we got to get power on these, and I already had them set up to draw power from the bottom, even though my power is right here. So we're going to have to move our power, or I might just put a tesseract underneath it. I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. I'd have to put the tesseract. I want to hide these cables. That's the problem, and the only way I can do that was with item conduit or facades. So let's do this like so, and then I don't think I'm gonna be able to get, can I get through there? Yeah, I can get through there. So let's do this. Let's run, I don't want to cross cables. This is gonna be kind of messy back here, so I need to do that, and then we need to get it connected up to that, and I don't know if we had enough conduits. Let's check and see if we don't. That's not how you spell conduits at all. I don't have the right kind of conduit. Poop. So let me think. I don't want to disconnect that. I don't want to disconnect that. That's frustrating. So let's go over here and see. I think I need some alloy, which is in my. Oh my God! I have such a hard time trying to get through the walls. And this is just a derp way of getting across my base right now because everything's so screwed up. Let's check in here. I just need some glowstone dust, I think is what we need to make this. So let's type in glowstone, and let's grab a chunk of that. Let's put that in there, and that's going to fire up. Let's go ahead and grab some gold. Gold. Let's grab some of that. Let's put that in there. And that's going to give us this energetic alloy, and I think the other thing we need is binder, because I think I actually ran out of binder. I did. I have binder composite, and I think, if I remember correctly, you get a crap load. Yeah, you get a bunch of, so we got plenty enough. Let's do that. Let's grab, let's go ahead and get 6 there, so we can make 2 sets. I think each set gives you 8. I actually had this as my green system. Why did I do that? Like that, and like, come on. There we go. And then 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. There we go. So that makes 16. That's plenty enough. I have this connected. This is actually our green system right here. But I had to disconnect it when I was moving stuff around. So this might be another possible location that we put our other ring. We might just hide it in here. I was actually thinking about making this room into something else, and I still might. But we'll have to see. So let's jump over to our room real quick. This system isn't even operable anymore. It doesn't work, so it's got actually cut off right there. Let's go back over here into our room. Let's go back over here. Like I said, I'm just going to set this up so it gets working, and then later on I'll make it look nice and pretty off camera. So let's run this all the way. Actually, let's run it against the wall so I don't get stuck on it like that. Okay, so let's go underneath here and let's say input, and then input, and then input, and then input. It's like a broken record. And then I don't think I can reach that one. Let's see if we can get under here. Oh my god. And then, of course I can't. Nah. Now we can. Input. Cool. So this should be doing nothing because I didn't put any water in it. So do we have our bucket? We do have our bucket. Let's go grab some water out of here. I need to do this twice. Let's fly back over here. Put a bucket of water. Did it go in? Yeah, there's one bucket. It only needs two. So let's grab another bucket and throw that. I think I just broke my lily pad, and let's put that in like that. Did it fill it up? Yeah, boom. And then I think if I wrench that, yeah, there you go. If you just wrench it, it just automatically extracts. So let's go in here. So it's extracting, it's making hydrogen. We can actually dump the hydrogen, we don't need it. It's pumping the oxygen into here, so this is full. So what we need to do now is tell this machine what ores we want to go through this system. So this is already set up because I already have it. I don't know why I'm hearing the weather, because look, everything's turned off. Let's do that. Hopefully that works. I already have it set up so this is pushing through the whole system, and then here. So when we get to here, we need to have an export bus. Actually, we don't need export bus, we need import buses, right? Yeah, import buses. Do we have import buses? Let's do import. Yes, we do. We have 3. We only need 1. So let's put that import bus, and then the export bus is going to be for our chest. So let's put the import bus here. This is telling it to pull into the system. I have a capacity card that I want to put in there. That's probably plenty enough. I don't know if we have any acceleration cards left. I just grabbed some apples. We don't. I thought that we had it so we could make acceleration cards, but I guess we didn't. So let's type in acceleration real quick. Acceleration card there. And then we need to make an advanced card. Do we have enough to make that? We do. Cool. And then let's click on that and like that, and then bam. So we got a couple of those. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to put an acceleration card in here only because we want it to pull this. Remember, this stuff cooks really fast. So we just want to pull it out right away. But I'm not going to hook that up right yet. This right here is going to pull out of a chest. But I need to have the chest sitting probably behind here. So let's put the chest. Put the chest right there. And then on this chest, I'm going to put an export bus there, and then I'm going to put an export bus not on that wall, but right there. And then let's grab that one off the wall, please. Yeah, okay. And then inside these export buses, I'm going to put a capacity card, and then this one we're going to put a capacity card. So that gives us 18 ores. And let's go ahead and put one in the top. What I was thinking is maybe we don't want to use export buses, maybe interfaces, but we'll just go ahead and do this for now. This should be okay. Let's do that and that. So that gives us 27 types of ores that we can put into this thing that's going to pull out of this system and then throw into here, and then it's going to kick it back out. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 systems. So we could just use a regular cable on this. So let's go ahead and grab some cable out of here. So let's grab some cable. We could go ahead and use pink. That way they don't connect. That's going to connect though. Let's get a cable separator, whatever it's called. Cable. what are they called? These things are here, cable anchors. Let's grab some of those. Let's put that there. Let's put one here, because I think that's the only place it would probably touch. Let's pull that. Let's try that again. When you're floating, it's hard to do this. There, like that, and then we want to connect it down to this, like that. Cool. Let's wait for it to shine up as pink. It does. Good. And then we want to do the same thing over here. So we would need to connect that one to this one, like that. And then around the back, we'll probably just go like this. And then we could probably tie that one into this one, like so. We don't want that connected, so yeah, let's take that off. Oh crap. Let's do this. Let's put the cable anchor on this one on this side and go like this. This is all gonna get moved anyway, so there. So these should shine up. These should glow pink on the ends. They do. And if you wanted to see how many channels that actually is, it should be 5, but just for poops and grins, let's type in cable, and hopefully we got one more pink. We don't have a pink. Poop. I wonder if I could use, let's just go ahead and use that one up there. I just want to show you guys what would happen if I did this and did this. So that's fine. And then if we connected this one using the smart cable, it's actually going to show us how many channels. If I fall off that thing one more time, I'm going to go berserk. So it's going to show us how many channels we've used on this, and it's showing that we used 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's correct. So what that's going to do is it's going to throw in our ores into this chest, all of them, and then from that chest, I don't think I need any acceleration cards. From that chest, we're going to pull it out and throw it into here. So we're going to use an item duct for that. Let's go over here to our door so I'm not going crazy on that thing. So I can't even get through the door. So we're going to need some conduit facades here, and a bunch of them here. Let's see. I'm actually going to have to make these with a painter, so I'll go ahead and do that off camera. So we just need an item duct, and then here's our fluid duct. We don't need fluid ducts. Let's grab an item one. Item conduit, that's good. And then let's do that. And then we want to say extract all the time. And then this one we want to input, just like that. And then you can actually put speed upgrades in this too, but I don't think it's going to matter. No, it's not going to matter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to War's base and make some painted facades, so I can do this with the Ender IO, and then I'll go ahead and make some cable facades. We'll close this all in so it looks nice and pretty, and then we will turn this on and put in all the ores that we think are going to work with this process and see if it works. Okay, let me go do that real quick. Be right back. Okay, I brought you guys back because I was actually looking at some of these ores, and these are the ores that we have in our system, and I was looking at over here. Some of these ores we're not going to run through our system because there's other things that we could get from it, especially like the ferrous ore. If we pulverize that, we got a chance of getting a shiny ingot or a shiny, the shiny metal, which is what we need to make like our tesseracts and stuff. So I'm not going to send that through. We do have all the leads, so all the leads are in here. All the coppers do work. All the tins work. The iron and gold do work. I don't think there's anything else that I want to run through it. The Certus quartz, I'm actually going to let it run through a different. I think it's just an enrichment chamber, I think, or it's the sag mill. The sag mill, I think. So we'll have to hook that up. Maybe next episode we'll do some Ender IO hook up to our ME system. But I just want to see if there's anything else in here. The silver ore, we'll kind of bring in silver down there. We do have the shiny ore. I don't want to do any of the sapphires. The redstone, we're actually going to run it through an enrichment chamber, which is going to give us... actually, I already have that set up. Or I did. I think I disconnected it. We already had that ore, so we got that one set up. The osmium ore, I don't think I can run the osmium through mechanism. Even though it's a mechanism thing, I don't think there's a dirty form for osmium. We can check, but I don't think that we have that I don't think we have the dirty form of osmium in this one. So osmium dust. Is there osmium? Dirty osmium? Well, there might be. Oh, that's I didn't think that we had it, so we do have it. So maybe that was one part of the updates. It says mechanism though, doesn't it? So that's through the crusher, and that's through the purification chamber. So we can use the osmium. That's awesome. I didn't think we could. So we don't want to do the ferrous. Don't want to do fossil. Lapis, same thing as the redstone. We don't want to do that. Silver, I thought we already had one silver. Here's the other silver, so we'll pull down silver there. Here's blue power silver, same thing. And let's see, sticky ore, tessellite ore, I don't know what that is. We don't want any of our gravels. I did tin, I thought. Let's see here, gold tin, is that the Tinker's tin? Thermal expansion tin, we already did tin. Do we have the red version? Yes, we do, it's right there. So we have all that, and then we have zinc. We don't need yellowite. Don't need the tungsten, don't need the titanium. And then this is the mechanism form of the tin. So let's check zinc. Let's check if we even need the zinc. I can't think of anything that we would actually build with the zinc. It doesn't look like it has a dirty form. So that might be one that we have to run through the other processors. It looks like you can get that through that. Pulverize it down, you're going to get 2. I don't see the crusher. We could later on we're going to get into immersive engineering, which looks really fun. So we'll probably do some episodes here coming up. Sag mill, it looks like I'm going to get 2 of them out. So it might be just something we set up with a sag mill. It looks like we need flint with the sag mill too to make that work. So it looks like these are our only ores. And let me count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's only 16, and we had 30 or 27. So let's jump up here. So let's go ahead and set this. Let's go ahead and put all the copper in here. So there's that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that one. And then we'll go ahead and put the rest of them in here too. And if you remember what we talked about when we set this up, let me pull that one. So we're going to do that top line there. This is tripling these. So everything I put in here, we're going to get triple the ore back, which is cool. So, and it'll free up our system from all these ores and having nuggets, or not nuggets, but it should already go ahead and start. It should. Yeah, it looks like it's already starting. The oxygen is keeping up good. Let's do auto sort, which makes it go faster. We might have to, well, I guess that's fast enough. Let's do auto sort on this one too. And then let's do auto sort on this. And let's just make sure that it's taking it into the system. It is awesome. So if we run back over here to our system, the only thing that's going to be different is we're going to have a bunch of different types of copper. So we're going to have all these different types of copper ores. I think there's actually a machine that we can set up where we can convert these all into the same ore. I'll have to check that out. I'm pretty sure there is. But yeah, that's our mechanism ore processing running through our system, through our ME system. And even though it looks like chaos, it's not. Hopefully I explained this a little bit. So it's a kind of a more advanced system than what we had when we first set up with just P2P. This is kind of an advanced version. So we'll have this room all set up. I'm going to fix that hole right there, guys. And next episode we'll get into some applied, or not applied, yeah, the Ender IO stuff to help us do a couple other things. And we'll get this room a little bit nicer. And then we'll start working on maybe immersive engineering. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, guys. Click that like button if you did. Leave some comments for me. Anything that you saw that I might have did wrong, or anything that you like. And then if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. That's what keeps us going, is subscriptions. And help me get to 200, and then we'll move to 300, okay? I'll see you later, guys. Next time.